today's video, we're not on Sporkle this time. This time we are taking on the toughest F1 trivia quiz. A quiz about the greatest motorsport in the world, invented by Killer Skier 29. And we're going to see, it's going to really put my knowledge or potential lack of knowledge of F1 to the test to see if we can answer some of the most difficult questions about the sport we all love so much. This is the first quiz that I've done in a while, so I might be a little bit rusty anyway, but we'll see how we get on. So here we go, we got 15 questions I believe. Last three plays guess 217, got 5 out of 15. Guess 92, it's like a really naff version of Squid Game. Guess 92, eliminated. Right, anyway, enough waffling about random stuff. Let's get on with this. So question 1. Which year was F1 reverted to an engine limit of 3 litres for the first time? I have no idea. We can take hints. I might take a hint as it's the first question. Oh, right, it gives you an option of 2. And you only get 3. Right, okay. 1953 or 1966. I feel like it's a more recent, I say recent, 1966 is not recent, but I feel like the most recent answer is the most logical. I don't know, I just feel like a change would have come later down the line, so I'm going to go 1966. I don't know if yellow means right or wrong or whatever, unless we have to submit them at the end and find out. Who won BRM's last ever Grand Prix? Again, don't know. So we got Joe Bonnier, Jean-Pierre Beltoise, Graham Hill, or Jackie X. I really don't know. So this is definitely putting my F1 knowledge to the test. I do apologise that every single noisy vehicle is choosing to drive past right now. Typical. So right, let's get back on track. I got a feeling it might be Joe Bonnier. I don't know why. I might be wrong. We're going to go for Joe Bonnier. Okay, I'm assuming yellow is just the option picked. We'll find out on the next one because I actually know this question. Which 1950s driver gave his car to his teammate and with it spoiled his chances to win the title? I know this because it was Stirling Moss who gave up his car so that Fangio could win the title. I believe. I think Stirling Moss would have won it by a point, but he gave it up. And in doing so, cemented himself as the greatest driver never to win the World Championship. Okay, question 4. Who won the first Formula 1 World Drivers' Championship? I believe that was Farina, otherwise known as Nino Farina. I'm pretty sure he won it. Then Ascari won a couple, and then Fangio just decided, nah, I'm dominating now. And then Mike Hawthorne won, I think it was 1958, Mike Hawthorne won his championship. Question 5, why was the 1978 Brabham BT46B withdrawn? It had an illegal turbo, it had 6 wheels, it was too wide, it had a huge fan at the back. Dogs have started now as well. I know that this 6-wheel thing was Tyrrell, I believe. Illegal turbo seems quite common. It was too what I got a feeling it's the huge fan, because I have heard something about a huge fan at the back. I don't know if it was a Brabham thing, but I'm just going to go with that. Question 6. A Formula 1 race was held at Le Mans. True or false? Now this might be a trick question because they used to host non-championship races, and whether Le Mans was a non-championship race, I don't know. I'm not aware of any Le Mans ever being a traditional Formula 1 race or have held a Formula 1 race, but it might have held a non-championship event, or it might have hosted in like the 1950s or something. I really don't know. I'm going to go for true. I might be wrong, but I'm going to go for true. Number 7, Jean Alesi and what other driver raced for Ferrari during their horrible 1992 campaign? That was Ivan Capelli. And I know that because I just remember Capelli getting like really bad results. And I also watched an Aidan Millward video recently where he spoke about Ivan Capelli. And In 1988, what team won 15 of the 16 races? That was McLaren, because Senna and Prost just decided to dominate and didn't give anyone else a chance. In 1976, what team created... Oh, grammar's confused me. What team created what became known as the shocker of the decade, a six-wheeled F1 car? That would be Tyrrell. Like I mentioned earlier, Keke Rosberg won the 1982 World Championship. How many races did he win that year? I know it's either one or two. I got a feeling it might be one, because I know 1982 was one of those weird years where there were so many winners. There was like a complete lack of consistency. It was almost like the year that nobody wanted to win it. Keke Rosberg won it. I believe he won it with just one race. So I'm going to go for one. Monaco native Louis Chiron was the oldest driver in history in 1955 to compete in a race. How old was he? 47, 55, 39 or 50? I believe he was 55 because I remember reading something about this. Obviously with all the Fernando Alonso talk that happens year after year, I'm pretty sure he was 55. I might be wrong, either 55 or 50. But I'm going to go for 55. Number 12, what record did long-time Osella driver Piercarlo Ginzani, I hope I'm pronounced that right, set in F1? Lowest point per race average, most races without a finish, longest career without a win, tallest driver ever. Now, most races without a finish, I know there is a driver that holds that record. There's a driver that holds every record. I got a feeling that might be De Cesaris. I think it's De Cesaris. Longest career without a win. There's got to be I think it's either Martin Brundle or Nico Hulkenberg. I think it's probably Hulkenberg now. I got a feeling he was the tallest driver ever, because that just seems like a left field one that would kind of make sense. Right, in 1968, the Lotus team was the first to feature sponsorship on their cars. Who sponsored them? Gold Leaf, John Player Special, Elf or Marlboro? I do remember John Player Special being on the Lotus cars. I know that Marlboro was a McLaren one. I think Elf was Renault. I don't know what Gold Leaf was, so I'm going to go for the John Player Special, because that's the only one I remember seeing on the Lotus car. Number 14, the Coloni team had more failures to qualify than any other team in history. How many did they have? Now, I've never heard of the Coloni team, so I really don't know. 55, 33, 67 or 81. Now, obviously I don't know how long Coloni are on the grid for. I don't know, obviously races back then, they were sort of... I'm assuming this is a team from like the 70s or 80s or, perhaps even earlier. But back then it was sort of between, I don't know, like 12 to 16 races. I'm going to take a hint on this one. So, wow, it's either 67 or 81. Oh, I really don't know. I'll go for 67. 67. We'll go with that, I'm just guessing. Number 15, who was the first female driver to ever score points in a Grand Prix? Desiree Wilson, Leila Lombardi, Giovanna Amati or Sarah Fisher? I know Leila Lombardi was the last one to score points, the last female driver to score points. Desiree Wilson, I've heard of her, she was around in like I want to say the 50s, 60s. Giovanna Amati is the one that's screaming at me. Not literally, that'd be a bit weird. But that's the name that's kind of... I've got one hint left. Should I use it? I might as well use it. Yeah, Amati, because Leila Lombardi was the last one. So Amati must be the first one. Right, we've done that. Create a free, fun trivia idea to save the points you're about to earn. No thanks, do I have to do that, or can I just submit? Let's see how I did. I'm scared. Oh wow, the first one, I got it right. I got that right, 1966 was a complete guess, but I got it right. So that's 1 out of 1. This one, who won BRM's last ever Grand Prix? Joe Bonnier, I got that wrong. That was a guess. But, you know, I knew that was going to be a 1 in 4 chance anyway. Now this one, I'm sure that Sterling Moss was the one. I'm sure this was Sterling Moss and not Peter Collins, because I don't remember Peter Collins ever being in a title fight. I'm not having that. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. That's got to be Sterling Moss. That was a famous story. It's got to be Sterling Moss. Right, hold on a minute. Oh, well, I was wrong. I was wrong. I was so confident as well. I was so confident. And I was wrong. Oh, I've made myself look like a right prick. I was like, nah, surely not. Surely not. And so, in the season-ending Italian Grand Prix, Fangio's Ferrari teammate Peter Collins was in a position to win the World Championship with just 15 laps to go, handed over his car to Fangio. They shared the 6 points won for second place, giving Fangio the world title. I've spent years convinced that was Sterling Moss. I was sure that was Sterling Moss. Wow. Okay, well, I look like a complete idiot. Wow. Okay, I was convinced. I swear I've been told that was Sterling Moss, but okay, I got that one really wrong. I look like an absolute moron. There we go. Right, number 4, who won the first Formula 1 Drivers' World Championship? That was Farina. Dr. Farina. Yeah, he was that good. Yeah, won it in an Alfa Romeo, so that is 2 out of 4. Why was the Brabham withdrawn in 1978? Huge fan at the back, we got that one right, so that's 3 out of 5. Formula 1 race was held at Le Mans, 1967. Yeah, the Bugatti circuit, that makes sense. Using the smaller layout. 1967. Sean Alesi and what other driver raced for Ferrari? That was Ivan Capelli, because it was a complete disaster, and he was kind of the scapegoat, really, even though that Ferrari was an absolute shitbox. But obviously, you're not allowed to criticise Ferrari for having bad cars, so the driver had to go. In 1988, what team won? It should be which team instead of what team, that's really bothering me. Won 15 of the 16 races. McLaren, because obviously Senna and Prost had that, and then Senna and Prost dominated in that McLaren. And then question 9 is, we have got, how many have we got so far? We've got 6 out of 8 so far. Yeah, there we go, 6 out of 8 so far. 1976, what team created what? This, it should be which, not what. This is why this question makes no sense. In 1976, which team created what became known as the shocker of the decade, a 6-wheeled car that was Tyrrell? Because I remember it very, very distinct. Keke Rosberg won the turbulent 1982 World Championship, and he did win one race that year. I knew it was either 1 or 2, because that season was just absolutely mental. Monaco native Louis Chiron was the oldest driver in history in 1955 to compete in a race, and he was 55, and he finished 6th just before his, not just before, a few months before. I say just a few, there's 12 months in a year, just a few months is quite long, but oh well. What record did long-time Masella driver Piercarlo Gonzalez set in F1? I got that wrong. Lowest point per race average, so he went to 111 races and scored 2 points in total, 0.018 points per race. Okay, in 1968, the Lotus team, I got that wrong. It's Gold Leaf, not John Player Special. That's obviously, I just saw the iconic sponsor and went with that. But no, I got that wrong as well. So, not as much of a smart ass as I thought I was. But yeah. The Coloni team had more failures to qualify than any other team in history. How many did they have? 67. 5 years in F1, 81 attempts, 67 failures. Wow, that is a lot. Seems mental now that obviously I didn't watch the sort of pre-qualifying era of Formula 1, so it just seems really weird. Who was the first female driver to score points at the Grand Prix? I was sure about this one as well, and I got this one wrong. I was sure Layla Lombardi was the last one, but she was evidently the first one. Okay, cool. Unless she was the only one. I don't know. Is there more than one? Maybe she was the only one. I don't know. She finished 6th in the Spanish Grand Prix, and she got 0.5 points for the race because it was shortened, and we got 10 out of 15. I gotta be honest, I think I could have done better. The average score is 9, so we got higher than average. I think I could have done better there. There was definitely the Stirling Moss Peter Collins question will scar me for years because I was so confident going into that. And then the John Player special one as well, and then this last one here. I don't know as much as I thought I knew, and you got to see me look like a complete smart ass and then fall flat on my face. So there you go, that's something for you. That is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to do some more quizzes very, very soon, because I know that you guys really like that sort of stuff, and I like doing that sort of stuff. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like on there. If you're new around here, why not get subscribed so that you can be notified of future videos like this one. Comment below any thoughts and suggestions that you may have. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks once again. Take care of yourselves.